What's going on, everyone? David here. So I've had people ask me, what do you eat when you're in Colombia? What do you eat for breakfast? And generally I will eat breakfast at home, and then I'll go out and I'll maybe for lunch, dinner, I'll eat out. And usually I don't always eat 3 times a day. So sometimes if I eat a late breakfast, then I'll eat just dinner. And so I want to show you guys what I make generally for breakfast. And one of the things that I miss the most, and people have asked me, what do you miss the most if you're in another country? What generally, like if I'm in Colombia, what do I generally miss the most? And it's breakfast. I don't know, but I've yet to go to a country where breakfast is very similar to what it is in the US. And in the US we eat sausage and eggs and toast or pancakes and all that. You generally won't find that. In Colombia, you're not going to find it at all. I have not been able to find a good American breakfast. They'll say American breakfast, but then they don't serve you like sausage. It's like hot dogs. That's what they consider sausage. And so it's very uncommon to find like an American breakfast. Now, I'm not making an American breakfast today, but this is what I like to eat when I'm in Colombia for breakfast. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Not only we're going to talk about that, but I want to tell you how much everything costs. That way you can kind of get an idea if you are staying here for a period of time. I've been here for a month already. If you're staying here for a period of time, how much money you're going to be spending in the grocery store to get something similar to this for breakfast. Okay, so let's talk about the orange juice. So I have orange juice here, and this is pretty good. I like this. This orange juice, 4,000 pesos. This is $1.07, okay? $1.07. So that's what that is. We have a mango. Mango here, nice sized mango, very ripe. I generally like to eat something sweet when I have breakfast. Have something a little bit, citrus, I guess you could say. So mango, this is 1,600 pesos, which is 42 cents. All right, so arepas. If you come to Colombia, you are going to have arepas, okay? Because they're very good, and I like these because they're a little sweeter. So it's almost like a pancake, and so I like to make, usually, in this case, I'll probably make 2 of these. Sometimes they come a little bit bigger, so if they're larger, then I make, I only make 1. But in this case, they're smaller, so I'll make 2 of these. And then ham, I just get the ham here. There are other types of ham that you can get, but for the most part, I get the ham. Now, I didn't tell you how much the arepas were. So arepas, 5,750 pesos for these, okay? And that is equivalent to $1.53, okay? Now, this is the exchange rate currently. Now, the exchange rate continues to change. So the numbers that I'm giving you as far as how much it costs US dollars, that could change, but it generally doesn't change that much. And the dollar is very, very strong in Colombia right now. So $1.53 for this little bag of arepas here, okay? So the ham is 7,900 pesos. That's $2.10 for the ham. And then we have a dozen eggs, okay? A dozen eggs here. And the dozen eggs, let's see, 7,300 pesos. That's $1.94 for a dozen eggs. And the interesting thing that I find about eggs in Colombia, not just Colombia, in other countries as well, they don't refrigerate their eggs. And so when I'm in Colombia, I don't refrigerate them either. So you just go to the shelves. Usually I got these eggs right where they were selling bread. It's in the same area. You just go there, you take it off the shelf. It's not refrigerated at all. Apparently eggs don't need to be refrigerated, but for whatever reason, I thought they did. And in the US, I always put my eggs in the refrigerator, but in Colombia, they don't. And you can even see, like if you look up close here, they still have feathers on them. So this is right, this is fresh right from the farm. And so usually I'll have about 3 eggs with my meal. So we're gonna go ahead, I'm gonna cut this up, then I'm gonna change the camera angle so you guys can see me cooking, and then we'll see what we come up with. All right, so let's go ahead and get started here. So we're gonna go ahead and make the arepas first. Okay, so I'm gonna do 2 arepas, and first thing you do is put some butter. And this is not a how-to cooking video, but I just wanna show you guys how I do it. So I put a little butter on the pan here, just so the arepas won't stick. And let's get this open here. Now, I never ate arepas before coming to Colombia. So I've been coming to Colombia for, my first trip to Colombia was in 2009. So it's been a while, been coming for a while. And I would say after my first trip, I took probably about 5 years before I came back. And then when I came back 5 years later, then I started coming on a regular basis. At least once per year. And a lot of people ask me, why do you come to Colombia? Why do you come to Colombia? There are a variety of different reasons why I like coming to Colombia. I do have friends here now. And I also it's a good place to go to get away. And what I like about Colombia is things are very, very reasonably priced everywhere in Colombia. So when it comes to the Airbnbs, when it comes to the hotels, everything is the right price. It's very, very reasonable. Just to give you an example, I'm in this Airbnb. I'm paying $30 a night, and that is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath place. So it's good. It's a real good deal. If you're staying in a hotel. Even the nicer hotels, like if you're in Bogota and Bogota's the capital of Colombia, and you're staying in a Hyatt Place, which I love staying at Hyatt Place properties, it's like $50, $60 a night. So it's really not that expensive. Now, if you stay in the higher end places, yes, you're gonna pay a little bit more, but generally it's gonna be around $100. Very rarely do I ever see it at like $150 to stay somewhere, unless there's a significant event going on like Carnival, or you have some other major events going on, then yes, it's going to be a little bit more expensive. But for the most part, it's very, very reasonably priced. And another thing that I love about Colombia, I love the people. They are just so friendly, and not just friendly, but curious, and that's good. Like they will ask you questions, especially if they find out that you're from the US, which anytime I open my mouth, they realize that I'm not from Colombia. My Spanish is not great. And so in a lot of cases, they will know right off that I'm not from Colombia, and they want to know where you're from. And then I tell them I'm from the US, and that just opens up a whole discussion about the U.S. and what's there, and it's interesting, some of the conversations that you have, because they're very curious about things that I live in Southern California, and for a long time I lived like 5 minutes away from Disneyland. So one of the questions always is, how is Disneyland? And have you been to Disneyland? And when was the last time? And I don't really go to Disneyland very often. Like the last time I was been to Disneyland was like probably 25, 26 years ago. So I don't go there, but they always have questions about that, like Disneyland, Las Vegas, Hollywood. Are there actors? Do you see actors just walking down the street? That kind of stuff. So it's very, they're very curious, and I like that. And so those are the two major reasons. The cost of coming to Colombia on a vacation is very, very reasonable, as well as the people. The people make you want to keep coming back. And then over the years, I have friends out here now. So now I come out, and I'm not coming out as a tourist. I'm coming out more as coming to see friends and go hang out and do things and shoot videos, YouTube videos and all that. So we got the fire going here. Let's turn it up just a little bit. And that's all I do. The arepas are already made. I mean, all you need to do is kind of heat them up and just brown them just a little bit, and then they'll be ready to go. And then I just have eggs with that. So I'll show you me making the eggs. And usually, what I didn't talk about, I do get cheese too. Sometimes I'll put a little bit of cheese in the eggs. And cheese generally runs, I went over my whole price list. Cheese is probably about, it's in the neighborhood of about US, probably about $2. No more than $2.50, okay? So just so you kind of get an idea, because I went over everything else and I didn't go over the cheese. And I don't always put cheese in my eggs, but in this case I will. Now you see, this looks kind of like, it looks like a pancake. It really does. And it's sweet. Now, not all arepas are sweet, but these arepas are sweet. So it has that, so you don't need to put like anything else in here. Usually when you eat breakfast, at least I know when I eat breakfast, I like to have a little bit of sweet with what I'm eating. So if it is pancakes, of course, I'm gonna put syrup on it, or if I'm eating toast, it's gonna have jelly. But with these arepas, you don't need to put anything on them. They're good the way that they are. So that's good. And it just, I mean, it's, when I'm traveling and if I'm staying in an Airbnb, I wanna do things that are the least, I don't wanna spend a lot of money on groceries. I'm out here, I'm only gonna be here I've been here for a month, but generally you don't know how long. You might wanna go somewhere else. You don't wanna buy too many groceries. Generally I'll buy for a couple of days, but that's it. I don't buy for a long period of time because usually I wanna move, I wanna go somewhere else. And so because of that, I wanna make sure that what I'm buying, I'm going to eat. And so that's a key there. And so in situations like this, yeah, the arepas are good because I don't have to buy jelly. I don't have to buy syrup and all that stuff. All I need is to use what I have. I mean, just the arepas is fine. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's get some little more butter here. And we are going to make these eggs. Let's put a little more butter there. And we'll go ahead and make some eggs. And this cheese that I have, this is a little older. I've had this cheese for a little bit, but it came in a package, and this whole package costs, what did I say? About $2, no more than $2.50, $2.50. But it comes with ham. So it comes with ham and it comes with the cheese. So if you want to make sandwiches and stuff, I generally get it like this because I might want to make a sandwich one day, and so I have that so I can make sandwiches. All right, so eggs, generally about 3 eggs is what I'll put in here. What I like to do is 2 egg yolks and 1 egg white. That's generally how I like to do it. So we'll put 1 egg in here, and we'll egg number 2, and then egg number 3. Gonna pop it in my hand. Try to just get the yolk. I broke the egg. All right, so, and then I just put the excess in the sink. This Airbnb does not have a garbage disposal. I don't know, I can't even remember the last Airbnb that I stayed in if they had garbage disposal, but this one doesn't, so got to be real careful when you're putting things in the Okay, I had someone at the door, so let me go ahead and finish this up. So we scramble the eggs in with the ham, and then I throw a little bit of cheese on top, and then mix the cheese in. And so this is basically how I make breakfast in the morning. Very, very simple. I'll have coffee sometimes. I'm not gonna have coffee today. Today I'll just have orange juice. But when it comes to coffee, just so you know, it's pretty reasonable. It's actually very reasonably priced in Colombia. Coffee is very, very, coffee is everywhere in Colombia, okay? 40% of the coffee that we drink in the US comes from Colombia. So coffee's not that expensive. Even when you go to get it at, they have Starbucks, but they don't have a lot of Starbucks. You'll see, I can't remember the name of the place. Juan Valdez. I think it's Juan Valdez. You'll see that everywhere. But when it comes to Starbucks, you don't see it as often. All right, and that's it. Okay, so let's show you guys here. This is what we're looking at. So there's your eggs. I'm gonna go ahead and plate this up, and then we will eat it. So eggs and the arepas. I was gonna do 2, but I just did 1.5. That's all I need right now. And just take the eggs out, put them on top. This is it. This is how we do it. All right, last thing we're gonna do is cut up this mango, and then we will go ahead and eat. Just cut off a few pieces of mango. All right, so here it is. This is the meal, final meal. So we have the mangoes here, we have some eggs, and we have arepas. So we'll eat just a little bit of this. Let me put this down on the table here. A little of the arepas with the scrambled eggs. Good. So anytime I'm here and I'm making food, this is generally what I'll make. So eggs, scrambled eggs with the ham, arepas, and then have some mango. So that's all I have for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.
I got biscotti and froze, big boss like I'm Rose. Ice and Wendy's, that's a dome. Low baddie, yeah, she homemade. Rep my city at the home game. Up and down and go both ways. And the sprinter is taking up both lanes. Hop in, we zooming, the package be booming. Yeah, we got it, we got it, got it. She picky and choosing in love with the moment. Yeah, we got it, we got it, got it. They cannot do what we doing. You see how we moving, we got it, we got it, got it. Mess with the squad, you try to. Go against us, I highly doubt it. All of my bros, we got it.